Hey, welcome back. These are my beginner tips for Slime Rancher 2 for any new playthrough. I'm pretty sure you're going to find this useful either if you're a beginner or a veteran. Let's get started. Okay, so the very first tip is just to get your foundation ready. I mean, don't start expanding all over the ranch. Just first focus on upgrading like 2 corals, getting a few gardens going or coops, whatever your fancy is, and just really get your foundation ready. I mean, 2 corals with just, for example, some cotton tabby or phosphor combinations are gonna go a long way in just, kind of supporting you monetary wise really quickly. Now with the character upgrade system completely reworked, so we no longer actually buy them for newbucks, but we actually, still have to spend newbucks, but also a few plorts and a few slime science resources, I do think we kind of need an attitude shift. For example, if you have a character upgrade that requires 10 boom plorts and you don't really have a strong affinity to any boom slimes, you might as well just go to the Ember Valley, pick up 10 boom plorts and just bring them to your refinery. Just needing specific plorts for a character upgrade doesn't necessarily require you to actually house them and actually deal with all the trouble that they are bringing with them. Now with the complete slime science resources system reworked so that we no longer need extractors to run towards every 12 hours, now we can just pick everything up as much as we want. The only problem with that is we are constantly running through a rainbow island, we are constantly seeing these slime science resources and we're just constantly thinking, I should get that strange diamond. I will really use that jellystone. Why should I just leave these plorts on the ground? I might as well throw them in the refinery. And you're completely right. But the problem is, you only have so many slots with you. And sometimes you have to make choices like, I don't want to give this up for this. And for that reason, I really advise the moment that you get a refinery link from Machi Miles, seriously, start creating them in mass. You want at least a dozen or something and just spread them all over the Starlight Strand, Ember Valley and Rainbow Fields. Definitely spread them all over. Right now I'm working towards having at least 3 refinery links in every area at least. So I can just pick these things up, move to a refinery link, throw them in there and just move along whatever I was doing. This is going to make a massive impact on all of us. Don't overextend yourself. It's a really simple principle, but honestly, a lot of people forget about it. Now, if you actually just take a look at all the expansions that you have available, the amount of plots that you have available, and just the amount of slimes that you can catch, you want to get them all. Collect them all, get them all, catch them all. I know, I understand that completely. But the problem is the more slimes that you have, the more that you actually have to manually feed them or manually sell their plorts or put them into a refinery. You are actually going to spread yourself a lot thinner and you are going to have a lot less time to actually explore the world of Rainbow Island, which has a lot to offer. Now with the communicator being completely reworked, so we no longer actually have to, talk to NPCs, get a task, give them items or slimes and get some rewards in return. Well, honestly, it's kind of really easy to just neglect the communicator, but you really shouldn't because there's a very simple reason to it. Now, first off, when you just start talking with it, you start talking with the old NPCs like Machi Miles, Victor Humphrey, Storer West, or Ogden Ortiz, and they, you just talk to them. It feels like a little bit of story progression, just inserting a little bit of story into this farming simulator. But honestly, just sometimes talking to them, they are actually just going to give you some massive rewards. So just some blueprints, for example, the refinery link, the teleporter, the taming balance, stuff like that. Things that are going to help you massively in your playthrough. So just don't neglect them and just go talk with them. Now, I do feel like I need to mention tarr in this beginner tips because very simply, tarrs weren't that big of a deal in Slime Rancher 1 and they haven't changed. But they are a lot more numerous. There are big open areas with tons of slimes in there and just a lot more plorts. And of course, a slime that eats a plort, that becomes a largo, but one that eats another plort, well, that's a tarr. And they are pretty massive, they spread really quickly. So if you actually just want a really relaxed playthrough, you could just turn them off. Let me just quickly show you. So you can actually just go to options, go to this little cogwheel at the end, and over here you actually have tarr, which you can actually completely disable, and you can even disable feral slimes if you don't want to deal with those either. So that way you are going to have a much more relaxed playthrough of Slime Rancher 2. Now those were my beginner tips. If you have some of your own, please share them in the comment section down below. And next up, maybe we should start talking about all those different types of Gordos in Rainbow Fields. I will show that in this video right here, but don't click on it just yet. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date and everything Slime Rancher 2 related. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you over there.